that. Whoa, what is he doing? He needs to be careful. Why is he just running those? Okay, he's running them to meet up with his army. I thought they were just on their own there. It looks like he's going to try and put some pressure over on this bottom right expansion there. He needs to be careful, though. He does not have observers. Bunch of Hydras. Is he going to storm the Hydras? Come on, Storm! Psionic Storm! Yes! Takes a lot of damage. Does a lot of damage to those Hydralisks. The Zealots are going to be able to come in here and follow up, doing a lot more damage as well. He's having to bring back his Lurkers from that high ground position that was protecting a couple of his expansions. He's got another Storm. Storm the Lurkers! Storm the Lurkers! Storm the Lurkers! Oh, they're all clumped up. No, there we go! Storms the Lurkers. Nicely done. Does not have an observer, so he's not unfortunately going to be able to follow up. And it's actually too bad that he didn't storm the drones. That would have been a lot better thing to storm, because he could have gotten all the drones with a single storm with the way they were running like that. It would have been nice, a nice set of kills, especially if he'd cast it right on the Hydras when the drones were going by. That would have been perfect. So Stork just making a few mistakes here and there. A couple little errors here and there that, and some of them I guess I wouldn't even consider mistakes as much as something that he could have done better, and he needs to get every advantage possible. He needs to do everything as good as possible, do everything as well as possible, do everything as well as possible. I don't know if that's correct actually. Anyway, I'm sure the grammar Nazis will leave comments, and so will people that don't know what they're talking about. It's always the case in YouTube comments, or any comments on the internet, actually. Yeah, I was watching Psionic Reaver's stream yesterday. By the way, that's one of the reasons why I haven't done many commentaries lately. I don't know why I didn't mention this in the beginning. Is if you haven't heard, the beta's out. StarCraft 2 beta is out. I'm sure everyone knows that already. Diggity's already put out some StarCraft 2 beta videos, and oh my god, it is a beautiful game. It is so cool looking. I am so excited about that game. I hope somehow I can get into the beta. I'm not in the beta myself, so I can't even play it, which is aggravating. Very frustrating. But Psionic Reaver and Louder, who's a member of Team EG, have been streaming their games, and so I've been able to watch people playing the games and talking with some of the members of EG as well about it. That cannon's gonna go up. He's gonna be able to. Well, actually, I don't know if that cannon's gonna give vision. Nope. Never mind. I was misunderestimating the distance there. So that cannon is not gonna take out that Lurker. That Lurker doing significant damage, taking out several probes. He's got an observer there. I don't know why he doesn't at least go up and pick off that that particular Lurker that's hitting his probe line there. That's kind of strange that he's not dealing with that. Here comes the Scourge. If he can Scourge that observer, that's gonna be bad. Oh! Scourges the observer, and Stork not in a very good position here. He's kind of a half up and half down the ramp position. All of his Zealots are running around in circles trying to get down that ramp to take part in the battle, and they're not able to. So again, a little bit of a miscue by Stork, and these are the little things that are just going to give Jaedong a little bit of an advantage here and there. You know, just little micro errors, storming the Lurkers in the bottom right and not being able to finish them off, so they're able to recover their hit points. Here, fighting on that ramp instead of just trying to take the high ground of that ramp and protecting there. Really kind of strange. I guess he was going to try and move out down this ramp, and Jaedong is actually feeling a little bit pressured here. Stork moving his whole army down towards the bottom right. He does not have any other Psionic Storm available, and as his observer goes down, he's going to have to fall back from that attack. He just keeps losing his observer, so he needs to be more careful about that. And that is something that a lot of top-level players do. It's really kind of a strange thing. Oh, he's going to try and bring him in? No, I thought he was going to try and bring him in behind. Lay Lurkers behind that army. That would have been epic. But instead, he's going to stop Lurkers! He's got stop Lurkers! He's waiting for Stork's whole army to be on top! Oh, the observer comes in, though, at the same moment. So, they both kind of start attacking at the same time, but I think Jaedong did the better of that. He did a lot of damage, and now he's coming in with both of his armies, his reinforcements, and the army from the south at the same time to flank that whole army. Stork's army is going to get completely obliterated here. He does not have any Psionic Storm. Where are your High Templar, Stork? There they are, finally coming in at the last moment and doing nothing. So Stork is really kind of in trouble here. He's gotten his third base up somehow. In the midst of all this, but he's in trouble. And Jaedong, however, Jaedong's at Hive though. But I was going to say Jaedong has only gotten his 4 bases, so he's not in that strong. No, never mind. He's gotten the 6 o'clock base as well, so he's got 5 bases. So He is actually in is going to be a very, very good position, and he keeps winning all these battles. Stork needs to do something to put some pressure back on Jaedong right now, because he is just not doing well. I think the reason why we see him trying to expand up here is because he knows that he can't really put pressure on Jaedong at the moment. I mean, he just tried to. I'm saying he needs to put pressure on Jaedong. He just tried to. That's why he sent out that whole army, and it didn't work, obviously. Really, he can just defend and try and expand. And there's some storms going off. Nice storms doing a ton of damage to all of Jaedong's army. He's got to be careful of those observers, though. This time storming one of his own observers to death. Still got one available, though, so he's going to be able to clean that up, and not as many lurkers regardless, so he's going to be able to fight that off. So nicely done fighting that off. He did kill off most of Jaedong's army, even though he'd lost his entire army before. So Jaedong did not have a ton of units, and Stork is macroing pretty well, so Jaedong was not able to break that this time around with the storms in play. The storms make all the difference. The storms just make a huge difference right there. If he hadn't, I mean, you saw he didn't have storms, and he completely lost that battle before, and now he's got the storms. He's done a lot better in that battle. He's able to defend. Uh-oh, Jaedong's going to try and run up and pick off that top left base. Cannons are going to warp in, but they're not going to be enough for this group of Zerglings, especially if they have Adrenal Gland upgrade. Stork's going to lose the Nexus. He's just targeting the Nexus, ignoring the cannons altogether, cancels the Nexus, and runs away. Stork is going to be able to send his army up here to take care of those Zerglings and recreate that Nexus, but still, that is time lost, mining time lost, that he could have had that extra base up. Jaedong, by the way, doing at 2-2-1 upgrades. 2 carapace, 2 ranged, and 1 melee attack. Stork is at +2 attack, +1 armor, so about the same upgrades, basically. Jaedong's not going to have too huge of an advantage just because of a little bit of an armor advantage there or anything. Anyway, yeah, this is absolutely crazy, though. They're going back and forth a lot. I cannot believe that Stork has held off some of these things that he's held off. And Jaedong, I'm surprised that he hasn't done a little bit more now. Stork, what he can do right now is he needs to start doing some like storm drops and stuff like that. I think is to try and hurt Jaedong's economy, because Jaedong has not had his economy hurt at all. Pretty soon he's going to come out with hive tech units. I think I saw Defiler Man earlier. So he's going to start coming out with hive units, and that is going to be really, really bad for Stork. Here we come in for a little bit of a battle going on. He needs to protect his observers. He can't just A-moves with his observers with his army. That's something I was going to say before, is a lot of pro players will just group their observers with their army, and when they A-move their army past the opponent's army, then their observer runs out ahead and just gets killed. And it's ridiculous that every single pro player does that. They don't keep track of their observers very much. And I know it's hard to keep track of individual units when you're trying to macro and everything, but it just is really, really painful for players a lot of the time. Looks like he's setting up a little bit of an attack here. He might go in. Oh, he's going to pick off the probes! Tons of probes going down! Oh my gosh, only a few probes escaped that attack. A nice little trap there. He's got Zerglings and Hydralisks in there. It looked like he was actually setting up to go in and attack the Nexus maybe or something like that. But he didn't have a chance though. I mean, he got the probes anyway. Here he comes in. Storm on a bunch of those Zerglings. The rest of the Zerglings pounding away at this Nexus, but no Defilers. That's the kind of attack that you need a Defiler in play to really have it work. But still, look at that. Crack upgraded Zerglings just do so much damage so quickly. He was able to affect so much damage to that Nexus. Almost killed it, even though the cannons were pounding away and even though the storms were pounding away at those Zerglings. He still almost killed the Nexus. If he does that with another squad of maybe 12 Zerglings, he could pretty much take out that Nexus pretty quickly. And no! A huge... Wow, I didn't even see this coming. A big drop coming in here. He's going to take out the spawning pool. He may be able to take out the Defiler Mound as well. Yes, he's going to take out the Defiler Mound. Those Zealots, upgraded Zealots, are going to do so much damage. And here comes a counter drop. Jaedong sending in 4 Overlords to drop him. Maybe a distraction drop, actually, because there's only 4 Overlords. No, there's Cracklings. Defiler goes down. Swarm is going to go down and protect those. That main base is in huge trouble. I don't think he's going to be able to take that out. He's going to have to send in Zealots or something like that. If he can take out the Evo Chamber, that would be huge. And Jaedong apparently doesn't have any forces in the area. I'm not sure where Jaedong's forces are right now, but apparently they're in Stork's main base. Both players dropping each other's mains, taking out some major tech buildings. He's going for that Spire. Is not going to be able to take out that Spire, but he took out some major tech buildings though. Took out the spawning pool, took out the defiler mound, and took out the Evo chamber, which is gonna, I don't know what was being upgraded that particular Evo chamber, but that's gonna stop Jaedong from getting his 333 before Stork is able to get his, depending on where the upgrade levels were, I guess. But